Hi guys and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to write the VueX code with Typescript a lot easier and cleaner than before using just one package called VueX module Decorators. So let's begin. Okay, I have simple Vue application. There is nothing special, just one component, update view with simple template, h1 and button. I will use composition API and I also have simple initial store with empty object, and of course I am using the newest version of Vue and VueX. Here I have documentation. It's pretty good and simple documentation. It's not rocket science, so you'll be able to install the package. Of course, there are a couple of steps we have to cover to make that work. So first of all, you have to install that package itself by npm or yarn. You have to create or modify your vue config.js and paste that code. Then you need to install Babel plugin transform decorators, and as last step you need to set experimental decorators to true in your ts config. And as you see, I have all packages installed, and I also have vue config and ts config with experimental decorators. So that's all. Now I can create my new module, so let's do that. I will call that title. Oh, maybe before I create a module, I will explain you what I want to do. Here I have h1, welcome to my app title. I want to store that app title in my VueX and then change that title to new app title with that button. Of course, it's a silly and simple example. It's not a real world Vue example, but I just want to show you a whole flow or a whole workflow which stays behind this package. And after that video, you will be able to expand this and adapt this to your application. So let's start with something simple. And to create our title module, I have to create a class. It's just a simple class which extends from VueX module. Of course, VueX module is provided by VueX module decorators. And now I have to mark that class with module decorator. Okay, and to that decorator I can pass options. I can specify name, it will be title, and I can specify dynamic to true and pass my store. And I have to import that and pass it here. And why I do that? You've seen before that our VueX is just simple empty object, and it will be empty object. We don't need import our modules to store, because that dynamic property and store passed here do it for us. So we don't need to do that, which is fine, which is really good, I think, because we have much cleaner code. And now in that class I can specify my state, my getters, mutations and actions. So let's start with state and getters. As a simple class property, class variable, I can specify my state. So let's start with title, which is string, and let's give it default value, which is app title, I believe. Okay, yes, it's app title. And now I want to grab that title property. So I have to create a new getter. I will use a get keyword and name it get title. And this will return this title. Okay, that's all with our getter. And now I will replace my hard-coded app title with that title from VueX. So to do that, I have to import two things. One is get module from VueX module decorators. No, it's okay, it's here. And I have to our module itself, I will call it just title, and import that from store and title. Okay. As I said before, I will use composition API. There is a problem. Oh, okay. This is default export, so I can't use curly braces. I don't need to. Okay, now it's fine. And I will use composition API, so I have setup function, and now I have to get my module instance. To do that, I will specify new variable, title module, and this equals to get module, and I have to pass my title. As second parameter, get module takes store, but we don't have to do that because we have our store here. So we don't have to pass our store as second parameter to get module. Now if I want to take my title, I will create a title which will be computed property, and that computed property will be will return title module get title. It's simply as that. So, and now to use that title, I have to return that from my setup function. Okay, and before I use that title, I just want to show you what is our title module. I will console log that, and as you see, this is just an object with a title and our getter and store. So it's really clean and convenient way to use VueX in your component with composition API and Typescript, because now I just can use my title here. Okay, all works. Simple as that. Now I want to change my title, as I said before, by clicking this button and change app title to new app title. To do that, I have to create a new mutation and new action. Of course, I could use only mutation because it won't be an API call or something like that. But as I said, I just want to show you whole flow and whole functions and all that stuff with this package. So I will create new mutation, and if I create a getter, I don't have to mark this with decorator. I just can use get keyword. If I want to create mutation and action, I have to mark that with decorator, like our module. So let's create set title mutation, which receives one parameter called title, which is string, and this mutation will set our title to this incoming title. And now I will specify my action. It will be just set title. Okay, it also receives a string. And now I need to call my mutation in that action here. As you see, I don't have context because I don't need that. I'm in class title, so I just can call this that set title and pass title. And that's all. That's a pretty basic VueX flow. Action, mutation sets title, and we can grab that title with getter. So it's really basic, but you can see how clean it is and how easy it is. And now we have to call that action from our component. So let's create a arrow function, set title, and we can call our set title action and pass new up title, as I said before. Okay, now I have to return that arrow function, and now in our button we can make on click function, which will be set title. Okay, and now as you see, when I refresh that, it works. It's just simple as that. So that's all. Actually, that's all. Now you can see how clean this code is, and actually we can simplify this. We can remove export default here, and we can export default our class, but we won't export just class. We will export get module and get module with our title. Now I can remove get module from here, and set that name to title module, and now it should also works. As you see, all is fine. So that's all. That was a simple example, but you can adapt this to your application and expand this if you want. So this is really simple, and documentation is really good, and it's quite short, so it's like 5 minutes reading. So I will put a link in the description, and you can check that documentation. So that's all. You can like that video if you want. If you have some questions, just write comments below, and see ya.